Let's explore penalties. Penalties are given on any problem that has choices, such as multiple choice, true-false problems, and bimodal questions. The goal of penalties is to slow students down to ensure they are reading and comprehending the question, and to prevent students from simply guessing. When a student is first introduced to a skill, they will not receive a penalty. This assignment contains two new targeted skills. Notice that when a student answers one of these problems incorrectly, they do not receive a penalty. They will need to fix their mistake, and once they answer a fresh problem correctly, they will earn a point. Once a student shows an initial understanding of a skill containing multiple choice problems, they will begin earning penalties when they answer incorrectly. Here, we can see the student has leveled this skill up to yellow, showing that they have that initial understanding. Now, when this problem is answered incorrectly, the student will earn a penalty. Penalties can be thought of like debt. Students will need to get rid of any penalties on a skill before they are able to earn a point. When a student earns a penalty, they will first need to fix their mistake. Notice that this student still has one penalty on this problem. By answering this fresh problem correctly on the first try, the student is able to clear the penalty but has not been awarded a point. The student will need to get this new problem correct on the first try in order to earn a point. It is possible for students to accrue multiple penalties. If a student continues to answer multiple choice problems incorrectly, they can earn up to 4 penalties on a skill. This means the student will need to answer 4 fresh problems correctly on the first attempt in order to wipe out all penalties and start earning points again. There are 2 ways to help students who may have a hard time coping with penalties. The first option is to clear a student's penalties using the Replace Problem button from Current Status. To do this, click on a student's name. You will find the Replace Problem button under the current problem. When you click this button, the student will not only get a new problem to work on, but their penalties will also be cleared, giving them a fresh opportunity to tackle this skill. The second option is to remove penalties for individual students as needed. From the Roster menu, click on a student's name. You can turn the slider on to disable penalties. Be cautious in using this option, as students will no longer see any penalties on multiple choice problems and may find it easier to guess. We do not recommend telling your students that you have the ability to clear or disable penalties. Otherwise, you may see that students are no longer putting an effort in answering these multiple choice or bimodal questions, and instead rely on you to remove their penalties for them. While these options can be helpful on a case-by-case basis, we encourage you to use penalties as a way to hold students accountable.